Hi guys, welcome back to Talks Basketball, and today we're going to be grading 4 teams off season so far. We're going to be doing Phoenix, Boston, Lakers, and the Houston Rockets. And with that being said, let's get into the video. Starting with Phoenix, they brought in Bradley Beal and Eric Gordon and got Chris Paul off the books with his horrible contract. And I love this that they got Bradley Beal, makes a big three in Phoenix of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. I just worry that big threes don't tend to work out well, especially ones that play all similar positions and don't play much defense. They might struggle or it might go well. Phoenix have been on the cusp of winning a championship for a few years now. They bring in Eric Gordon, who I love as a role player, and I'm going to give this a B because I think it's going to make them a big title contender for the championship this year. It's just that they're putting all their money into 3 players and they're just going to have a bunch of players on the veterans minimum, and I think they might struggle with the salary, and it might wreck their future. But as I said, the overall grade for this is a B. I think it's a good win-now move, but they might struggle later on. And as we know, super teams have been prone to struggling, injuries, or just not meshing well in the playoffs. Now for Boston. Boston bring in Kristaps Porzingis, which will help a lot with their offense, which they were struggling with near the end of the playoffs. But they're losing 2 key rotations and big parts of their defense in Marcus Smart and Grant Williams. I think still they're bringing in the majority of what they want. They need scoring, which Kristaps Porzingis provides. But I think they just lose a bit of their defensive identity for Marcus Smart. And they were known as a hardcore defensive team. And I think they might struggle without their old defensive player of the year guard in Marcus Smart. But for their overall grade, I'm going to give them a C+. They got Kristaps, a good scorer, but I still think they lost a lot of their defensive identity. Their defensive player of the year guard in Marcus Smart leaving for Memphis is a huge blow, and they were known as a scrappy and defensive team, and that will hurt their defensive identity. But I still think they're going to get some scoring. They're still going to be an amazing defensive team and could be a finals threat later in the year. Now time for the Lakers. So far, they've had a great offseason. They've brought in players like Gabe Vincent, Jalen Hood-Schifino from the draft, Cam Reddish, and Jackson Hayes. And they've re-signed a lot of key parts to their rotation that help them through the finals, like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura. They're looking pretty strong going into the next season, but I still think they're not good enough to win a championship, and that's why I'm going to give them an A. Still a great off-season so far. I think they can still do more, but they're not at the level where they're now a title contender, in my opinion. And now for Houston. They got a lot of important pieces this season. They signed Freddie to a huge contract. Van Vliet was good for the Raptors, but I don't think $43 million a year is a bit too much. Dylan Brooks and Jock Landale. I like all of these additions. They're all good players, but I just think it's a bit early to be going for a good playoff spot. I think they should have taken another year to slowly develop and get another high draft pick to really go for it. But I still like this. They get a lot of good players and good role players to start their rebuild. They'll have Jalen Green, Amen Thompson, they got from the draft, and a Jabari Smith Jr. who will be improving throughout the years. And I think they'll be a really good team in the years to come. As I said, I like the moves, but I just think they're a bit too soon. That's why I'm giving them an overall grade of a B-. I like what they're doing. I just think it's 1 or 2 years early. And that's all I have for you today. So thank you for watching the video. Thank you for 1 year of Talks Basketball, and have a nice day.